Let's shift gears then and focus in on the PSU banking space. IOB in focus. The stock, in fact, in the last 3 trading sessions has gained about 30%, and sources indicate that the government is likely to privatize the bank as well. We talk about the outlook for FY22 as well as the impact of the second wave with Partha Pratim Sengupta, Managing Director and CEO at Indian Overseas Bank. Good to have you on board. Thanks much for taking time out. To begin with, Mr. Sengupta, it was ET Now that first reported in the month of February that IOB would be one of the first banks to get the government to look and divest stake. And now we understand that IOB, along with central bank, could be privatized. Have you heard anything from the government? What's the progress on that front?
No, it's all from the media. We haven't heard anything from the government. Neither government has also declared it. So we are just like any other public sector bank. Our aim is now to make the institution stronger. So we are all working for it, and we have not given any thought on this privatization aspect.
Okay. So walk us through then, whether or not IOB would be interested in, what kind of investors IOB would be interested in. Are there any preliminary talks as of now, even on? And if so, what's the feedback?
It's just our normal capital planning. So last year we got the support from the government. So thanks to the government, so because of that capital support, our capital ratios have become very strong. So that will definitely, I would say that we are in a much better position to take care of the COVID-related stress and also to grow business. So apart from that, we have a normal capital planning taking into account our growth and also growth perspective and also the stress, whatever the stress that may come and the provisions that are going to require. So apart from that, there is nothing as such that any special plan for it. And for this raising of capital, we may approach anything for that year. So we are just waiting the appropriate time, and we may go to the market or QIP or private placement to raise the amount.
Okay. How ready is IOB for privatization, Mr. Sengupta? What are the key opportunities that you foresee coming out of privatization?
So just I have told you that we are just like any other bank. So as of now, so we have not given any thought on it. We have not discussed any parameters. So right now, I am not in a position just to tell you anything about this. So government has said that they will just privatize 2 banks, but they have not said that which 2 banks.
Yeah, we're also just second guessing that. But moving on, what kind of impact have you foreseen because of the second wave or felt when it comes to delinquencies? And if you could just highlight which segments do you see the worst hit coming in, or you think will need to higher need for provisioning as well going forward?
Yeah, so if you look in the first phase, we compare with the first phase and the second phase. So in the first phase, there was no roadmap, and all the things were done during the course when COVID affected the economy of the country. And I would say the rebounding of the economy happened at a much later date. But when it happened from, I would say, October, November onwards for that year, I would say the risk economy bounced back at a much faster rate than what was expected. And the recovery, the business growth, I think all the banks have started doing well, and we have also done well during the last 2 quarters. In the second phase, again, the COVID phase 2 was not expected. We were not prepared. So up to April, everything was going as per our projections, as per our estimates. But suddenly, from April 15th onwards, really definitely the COVID 2 that has affected not only the economy, but also the lives of the people, and more so for the younger generation. So safety comes as the first concern. So, and it has a cascading effect on the economy. So we have taken those into accounts. Again, I have told you for that year, we have prepared for that. But again, you see the period of the economic contraction is very short during this COVID phase 2. So the vaccination program government has already declared, and it is now being enforced in full swing. So we expect that the economy will be bouncing back. The trends are already clear, and so recoveries business have again started. So it will again resume. Yes, but some of the sectors like the service sectors, I would say the tourism sector and its cascading or resultant effect on the MSMEs definitely will have an impact, but we are prepared for that. So we have kept our provisions book very strong. As of now, we are having 90.34 percentage, our PCR, which is quite strong enough and probably one of the best among the public sector banks. And number two is that even our standard asset provisions, that what is required as per regulatory guidelines, we have kept almost 3 times than that, more than 3 times. So those provision books we have kept stronger. And we see that once the economy bounces back, we will definitely will be doing much better in the coming few months. And the bouncing back is being seen now. It is visible right from now. We do not have to wait till September, October, as we had to wait during the first phase of recovery.
Okay, that sounds quite encouraging. And give us a sense as to what the outlook is on financials, because from losses in FY20, the company has turned into profits in FY21. The ROA as well has improved quite significantly. What can we expect now for FY22? Are you on track to build on these numbers?
Yes, definitely. Now these numbers become our base, and we will just going to improve these numbers in the future months. So for this year also, the strategy has been framed. And as I've told you, that only the COVID second phase had been a shock. So we were going rightly as per the strategy, but this COVID phase has come. But again, the economy is bouncing back. So we expect that very soon we will be again catching up what the expectation numbers are there. So FY 21-22 is definitely our aim is to double the profits.
Thank you for sharing with us the outlook on your company, the bank, as well as your capital raising plans.